Shiny Alpha Pokemon are awesome. The concept alone is completely unique to Legends Arceus, which I always found interesting, and they just look so cool when compared to their normal counterparts. With 6 starter Pokemon available in the Hisui region, I figured it would be a good challenge for me to attempt getting all of their shiny Alpha variants. Plus, it would be a really cool collection of Pokemon to have. I actually intended to start hunting for this video in a few months, but someone had other plans. Run. Yes. Oh my gosh, no way! I didn't even have to permutate. It just showed up because it loves me. Oh yes! Shiny Alpha Rowlet. Yup, while I was out hunting for Pokemon for my shiny living dex, which I stream live on Twitch by the way, I just so happened to come across one of my favorite shiny Pokemon in its superior Alpha variant. Since this spherical miracle happened by complete accident, I had no idea how to actually hunt for shiny Alphas aside from camp resetting. So I set aside the next day to learn how to do the permutation method on this Oshawott outbreak. Thankfully, it's pretty self-explanatory. First, you find out how many Pokemon are in the outbreak, then you either catch or kill the amount the chart tells you to, with one exception that I will get into later. This will result in the second wave of Pokemon being different every time, which in turn changes that Pokemon's shiny value. I wasn't sure if I was doing things right at first, which always happens when I try out a new hunting method, but those doubts were quickly put to rest. Oh, yes! No way! Shalfa Oshawott, let's go! Okay. First successful permutation hunt. That didn't take long at all. That was the 10th permutation. Let's go, baby! Shiny Oshawott showed up incredibly fast. For those curious, it was about 65 encounters or a mere 30 minutes of hunting. By Shiny Alpha standards, this is amazing time, and it put me on pace to finish the rest of the hunts within the week. But something was about to throw a massive wrench in my plans. For those that don't know, there are 3 different behaviors Pokemon have when encountering the player. Overly aggressive, aggressive when provoked, and little scared little babies. The first 2 don't pose much of a problem, allowing you to catch and multi-battle them while remaining pretty predictable. The third category though is way more annoying. Multi-battles simply don't work with these Pokemon, so instead you have to scare the required amount away. Fly away from the outbreak, then return and cross your fingers that the right amount is actually gone. Believe me when I say this method is wildly inconsistent. Sometimes I would clearly have all 4 Pokemon running away, then upon return only have 2 or 3 despawn. This led me to completely skip over the perms that require me to scare 4, simply because it would take me around 25 minutes just to get that to happen once. So don't be surprised if I say I'm on like perm 400 or something. I'll be skipping the difficult ones. But hey, all of this won't matter as long as I simply get lucky. The first of the skittish starters I managed to come across was Chimchar, which took 5 hours of resetting just to find. The outbreak itself only had 8 Pokemon in it, so that meant I would have very few chances to actually find it. Unless I decided to do ghost permutations. To be completely honest, I don't fully understand how it works, but I'll try my best to explain it. When you thin an outbreak down until new Pokemon stop spawning, the game fills in that empty space with a ghost spawn. This ghost Pokemon kinda hangs out with the other dudes until you either fast travel away or get far enough away from the outbreak and everyone is unloaded. When you return, the data for the real Pokemon was stored, so they stay. But the ghost Pokemon's data isn't, and it's replaced by a new one or completely gone, resulting in a different outcome. At least, I think that's how it works. Again, I don't really know. The bottom line is this was going to give me way more opportunities to find that shiny Alpha Chimchar. And I was gonna need it. I painstakingly suffered through over 100 permutations, and by permutation number 117, I finally got it. Yes, oh my goodness. Oh, yes. No way. It's actually there. This has taken so long. Look at it. Oh, it's so worth it. Every single time. No matter how long it takes. Perm number 107, baby. Let's go. Oh my gosh. I can't believe how long this took. Holy crap, guys. Look at it. The first of the Sinnoh trio for me. Boom. Shiny Chimchar. Chimchar was a big milestone for me, marking my first successful ghost permutation hunt, as well as the halfway point of this challenge. Well, sort of. Since there are only 3 Pokemon left for me to get, 3 of the areas on the map have been made completely obsolete. The Pokemon I still need are confined to the Crimson Mirelands and the Cobalt Coastlands, which means I have a 40% chance that, if an MMO even spawns, it will be in the area I need. This, of course, is going to make things take much longer. So in terms of time spent, I'd say I'm about 25% of the way through. Regardless, I searched around for my next target and managed to find an Alpha Turtwig outbreak after about 8 hours of resetting. I also found this shiny on Mega while getting some B-roll footage, which is pretty cool. Oh. Anyways, back on topic, Alpha Turtwig. Yeah, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, this thing took even longer than Chimchar. This time I was smart enough to do the easy permutations first, but that didn't stop it from taking over 150 permutations to show up. Unbelievable. Yes, finally! Oh my gosh, I was so afraid I wasn't gonna get it today. Holy crap! After this whole Chimchar ordeal, I didn't think this was gonna take that long. Get in the ball, sir. That was permutation number 353. I'll throw up the actual number of permutations I did on screen, but holy crap! That took way too long. Alright, let's see. Maybe there's a second one? Thank goodness it's finally done. Only 2 more left. Let's go check this thing out really quick. That's also one I needed for my shiny decks. That's pretty cool. Where are you at? There you are. There he is. Look at that sucker. Oh man, it's so adorable. Look at this guy. He's just such an adorable little friend. Well, now that I've got this thing, I can just go ahead and move on. I swear, if the other ones take as long as Chimchar and Turtwig did, I'm gonna be very, very upset. With only 2 Pokemon left for me to get in this challenge, I was feeling pretty good. I was almost certain that my bad luck was behind me, and it was time for some good fortune to come my way. I found a few random shinies while looking for my desired outbreaks, and even managed to find an Alpha Cyndaquill horde pretty quickly. It seemed like I was right, and good luck really was starting to come my way. Until I discovered a weird mechanic that is completely unique to Cyndaquil. So, remember how I mentioned the 3 different Pokemon behaviors earlier? Well, Cyndaquil doesn't really fit into any of those types. It isn't skittish, so scaring it won't work, and the ones that get angry and attack you for some reason don't allow you to initiate a multi-battle, which is bad news for me, as you can imagine. That means for Cyndaquil, I am limited to only the permutations that require me to catch and leave, which is not a lot. I slowly completed each permutation hoping to see that elusive shiny Alpha Cyndaquil, and by the end of the final permutation, I was out of luck. This was really bad news. I had managed to find that Alpha Cyndaquil horde pretty quickly, all things considered, so I was really bummed that I didn't get a shiny from it. I knew the odds for finding an Alpha horde for either Piplup or Cyndaquil was about 10%, so it probably wouldn't take that long for me to find my next one. Oh my. Please. Seriously. Please. That little montage I just showed barely scratches the surface of what I was dealing with. The sheer amount of times I found Alpha Quilava and Piplup instead of their pre-evolutions was disgusting. They have the same chance of appearing, but I must have seen at least 20 of the evolved starter alphas with nothing but an excess of shiny Cyndaquil and Piplup to hold me over. Minutes turned into hours, hours into days, and days into weeks, and I still had nothing to show for it. Please. Yes! Yes! I found it! It's been weeks! Oh my gosh. I can finally make some progress. Let's go! Yeah! Oh, let's go! Shiny Alpha Piplup! It took about as long as Chimchar. Took about as long as Chimchar did, but I've got it. Permutation number 304, I don't know really. I think I'm close to around 300 encounters, which is not too far over odds, so I'm pretty happy with that. This outbreak took me 2 weeks to find, so it sucks just a bit. Hopefully Cyndaquil attempt number 2 doesn't take as long, but let's go back to camp, and I guess I'll also clear out the rest of this and take a look. Maybe there's a second one hiding in here, but yeah, let's go back to camp and check this thing out. There he is, big old Piplup. It's so adorable. I love these little guys. Look at it. It's so friend. I just want to punt him. Be a hard punt. He's quite big. Look at his big old head. I love this thing. Okay, I'm really happy I got this guy, but that does mean I have one left, and it is Cyndaquil. I mean, just look at how many extra shinies I found in the course of checking outbreaks. All I can say is wish me luck. I'm going to freaking need it. With Piplup out of the way, there was only one thing standing between me and the finish line. Cyndaquil has proven to be the most difficult shiny alpha starter to find by far. As previously mentioned, the limit placed on each outbreak due to Cyndaquil's strange behavior makes it much harder to find that coveted shiny alpha. The only way for me to make it through this final stretch is to buckle up and lock in. After a short break and many more second horde flops, I finally managed to find something promising after about 2 weeks of nothing. Yes, I have found it. I had finally managed to come across another horde of Alpha Cyndaquil. While it is very exciting, finding this alpha horde does not guarantee a shiny. So all I could really do was clear this outbreak, cross my fingers, and hope for the best. No way! It actually happened! I don't believe it! It's there! Oh, I'm gonna go fight it. Look at that! Shiny! Alpha! Cyndaquil! It's done! Dude, it's so cool! Yes! Let's go! Shiny Alpha Cyndaquil has been obtained! Oh man. Okay, let me get back to camp and look at this thing. Yes! Alright, actually, let me get back to Jubilife. So we'll take a look at Alpha Shiny Cyndaquil. Look at this thing. Oh my gosh. It just attacked me. I don't know why it's so cool. It's literally just regular shiny Cyndaquil, but way bigger. But that's all it takes for it to become ultra mega cool. Dude, this thing is aggressive. Quit hitting me. I have now officially caught every single one of the Alpha Shiny starters available in Pokemon Legends Arceus. Turtwig's hiding in the back, but that's okay. Take a look at these absolute specimens. There was just a text bubble there. I don't know what that was. But look at all of these. We started off with the shiny Alpha Rowlet that pretty much found me. I wasn't even looking for him. An absolute legend. Probably my favorite of all of them. But don't let the other ones know I said that. Shiny Alpha Oshawott that came the fastest out of all of the shiny alphas that I hunted for at the very least. It was like within the first 10 permutations. Then we had Shiny Alpha Chimchar. Took very long. It was the first of the alpha starters to set the chain of the hunts taking forever. But yeah, Alpha Shiny Chimchar. Very cool, very cool. Then it was this guy back here. Alpha Shiny Turtwig. In terms of the amount of permutations I did, this guy absolutely takes the cake. I went 4 times over odds, I think actually more, for this little gremlin. That one really tested my patience. And then we have Shiny Piplup. Just finding the alpha outbreak was absolutely mental. It took me ages. I was there for 2 or 3 weeks just looking for the outbreaks for these two. And then, last but certainly not least, Alpha Shiny Cyndaquil. This one definitely took the most out of me. It took finding 2 of the Alpha Cyndaquil hordes, almost going through every possible permutation in both. But yeah, I now have all of the Alpha Shiny starters in their base forms in Pokemon Legends Arceus. I have done it. I can finally move on. And yeah, thank you guys for watching.